Hello there. Welcome to Jedi's Knowledge. I guess this is my first video. So I'm going to be predicting Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hold on. It's always green when it turns on. Then it's... I think this blue is more like accurate. Dude, that looks really good on camera. Like the brightness just works to make it look white. Because it doesn't look white in person. Yo, move. Oh, you can't see my fingers. Yo, move. Alright, so I haven't seen Obi-Wan Kenobi... Turn off! I haven't seen Obi-Wan Kenobi yet when I'm filming this. So, I wanted to film this right before I watched Obi-Wan Kenobi to give all of my predictions for the series and how I think it'll play out. And something I've been doing on Instagram for all of the Star Wars shows before they come out. Except, did I do it for the Book of Boba Fett? I don't remember. I might have skipped it for Boba Fett. But I do predictions bingo, which I think is a really fun idea. It wasn't my idea. Other people have done it before. But basically, you make a bingo card, and with each, spot on the bingo thing, I think there's 24 different predictions you put in there. And if anyone else wants to play along, I guess it's too late because the first episodes are out. Also, I made mine extra hard because I made my predictions before any of the trailers came out. So I already know that at least one of them is wrong. But I also already know that a few other ones are right just because the trailer confirmed it. And I've somehow lost my actual bingo paper. So I'm just going to look at it on my phone and I guess edit in that into the video. Okay, so here's all my predictions. Usually with these things, at least definitely more than half of the predictions are wrong. But sometimes I get some really wild ones correct. In season 2 of The Mandalorian, I predicted that Thrawn would be teased, and in the Bad Batch season 1, I predicted that it would start with a Caleb Doom Order 66 scene. I still can't believe I somehow predicted that. So, anyways, I will probably be wrong on more than half of these predictions, but I might get at least one of the wild ones correct, which is kind of fun. Okay, so let's just go through them in order of how I have them on here. Okay, so the first prediction is we find out why Owen dislikes Obi-Wan. This one's pretty obvious. I just think we're going to get more context as to why Owen is not very keen on Obi-Wan in A New Hope, and I mean it seems like not in this show either based on the trailer. Like I said, I made these predictions before the trailer on February 1st. Alright, next one is we see a new moment in a flashback where Obi-Wan directly let Anakin down, which influenced his fall to the dark side. Everyone is speculating that there's going to be flashbacks simply because Hayden Christensen is cast in it, and they can't just cover his face in a helmet the whole time and have him voiced by somebody else, or else why would they even cast Hayden Christensen? So either he's going to have a lot of Vader scenes with the mask off, or some sort of significant amount of screen time, or there's going to be flashbacks to when he was Anakin. I don't know. For the sake of at least this specific prediction, I am predicting that there will be flashbacks and that we're going to see a new moment, basically that Obi-Wan can look back on in the present time and feel guilty about letting Anakin down. Something that we didn't see in the prequels or the Clone Wars. Alright, next prediction is simply a location in the show. I think we're going to see Alderaan. I think Bail Organa or Leia will play into the show in some way, and maybe I'm wrong, but the prediction is that we will see Alderaan in the show. Alright, next one. This one is kind of wild and fun and crazy. I don't think it'll happen, but Dexter Jettster appears. I think Dex is just a really fun character. I'm reading Brotherhood right now. He has some fun moments in that book, and do it. Put Dexter Jettster in it, please. Alright, next one is that Crimson Dawn will be referenced. I definitely don't think anything with Maul is gonna be in it. There's no room for him in it, really, because it's about Obi-Wan and Anakin mostly, and protecting Luke and stuff. But I do think they could reference Crimson Dawn, since I think Obi-Wan's going to spend a decent amount of time working with criminals in the underworld, since he has to be undercover since he's a Jedi. Okay, next one. Obi-Wan uses the Force to bond with the animals of Tatooine. This is a prediction when, like, you're trying to come up with 24 and you haven't seen any trailers from the show and you're just trying to brainstorm what could be going on. So, I mean, we have seen he rides an Eopie, but my prediction is that he uses the Force to bond with some sort of animals on Tatooine. So there has to be some sort of scene that indicates that he's using the Force in order to better, like, bond with some sort of Tatooine creature for me to get that one right. Next one is Obi-Wan speaks to Qui-Gon's spirit. Liam Neeson has said he's not in the show and that he's, like, a snob and he only wants to be in films, which I think is bullshit. I think he's lying. Because he voiced Qui-Gon in the Clone Wars, and just, like, why wouldn't he? I think he's just doing it to, you know, divert people and not spoil the show for them. Alright, next prediction is that Obi-Wan says, "Hello there." Pretty simple. I hope it happens. Moving on. At least one episode will be mostly or all flashbacks. I think I made this list, when was it? It was either almost at the end of the Book of Boba Fett airing or, like, right after it finished. I think maybe, like, the last episode hadn't come out yet, but I guess that's what got me thinking about this, is that if there are flashbacks, maybe they'll dedicate a whole episode to them, or most of one. So yeah, I don't know. I don't feel too good about that one right now, but we'll see. Next one is Obi-Wan doesn't know that Anakin survived until now. He thinks Anakin died on Mustafar after he chopped him up. I'm pretty confident that one is going to be true. It just makes sense from a storytelling perspective. It makes it more dramatic if there can be a moment where Obi-Wan realizes that Anakin is still alive and he's this horrible monster who's now more machine than man. Alright, my next prediction is the Grand Inquisitor appears. So, I already got this one right. The trailer confirmed it. Like I said, I made these predictions before the trailer came out. So, yeah, I got one right. Location, Nar Shaddaa. I think I got this one wrong, because I was basing this off of some of the concept art. The planet that I think is called Dayu, I was guessing that might be Nar Shaddaa, because Nar Shaddaa is like it's a smuggler's moon of which planet? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not too well versed in, like, legend stuff. I know it's like a criminal underworld, sort of dark, edgy city planet, and the concept art, it kind of looked like that, but I think that's Dayu actually, so I probably got that wrong. We'll see. A significant new perspective is added to Obi-Wan and Vader's confrontation in A New Hope. I mean, this one's kind of obvious. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the show's going to do something to change something about how we see A New Hope from now on. Hopefully for the better and not for the worse. The whole premise of this show is a little bit odd because I think pretty much all Star Wars fans just assumed that Obi-Wan and Vader didn't meet between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So I think in order to counter that, they have to give some sort of real, like, story reason for why it matters that they're doing this TV show. So I think they need to use it to add more depth to the A New Hope fight through this story. So, I mean, that's my prediction, is that some sort of new perspective is going to be given to their fight in A New Hope, based on the events of the series. Next is both Luke and Leia appear. We know that Luke appears from the trailer. I did hear rumors that Leia would appear, which is kind of what I based this on, but I mean, I don't trust rumors a lot, so I don't know if that's true. But also, I mean, it would just up the stakes if somehow the Inquisitors are, like, after not just Luke, but Leia too, or something. Plus, I mean, I have a feeling like we'll see Bail Organa. I didn't make that one of my specific predictions. I probably should have, but yeah, it just makes sense to me that Leia could be in it too. Next is Obi-Wan kills an Inquisitor. This is interesting after seeing the trailers because the main Inquisitor in the show is Reva, the third sister, and I just get the feeling like she's going to have a redemption arc. I think she's also going to be someone who Obi-Wan knew back when he was a Jedi. She would have been, 10 years younger, so like around 10 years old, like a Padawan or something. And I could have made that a prediction if I knew that Reva existed at the time that I made these predictions, but I didn't. So I don't think Obi-Wan's going to kill Reva. Obviously, he can't kill the Grand Inquisitor or the fifth brother. So that leaves the, I think the fourth sister is the other Inquisitor in the trailer. So maybe Obi-Wan will kill her. I think that's probably the most likely way for me to get this prediction right. We'll see. Next is we see Luke piloting. I have high hopes for this one because in the trailer, we didn't see Luke piloting, but we saw him pretend to pilot. So next is Ahsoka appears in a flashback. This is, I think, a wild one. I don't think the chances are high of me getting this one right. I just think if they have flashbacks to the Clone Wars era, they could have an actor other than Rosario Dawson playing young Ahsoka, just very briefly, for like one line. Or she's just in the background or something, just to like connect it to the Clone Wars, to show like, yeah, that really happened. We're going to show it in live action just to sort of like validate the Clone Wars as a part of like the live action universe too, if that makes any sense. Especially since Ahsoka is in live action now in The Mandalorian and she's going to get her own show. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's still not very likely. There might not even be flashbacks, so... Obi-Wan won't leave Tatooine until the end of episode 2. I think I got this one wrong already. I did look at the episode descriptions on Disney Plus, even though I haven't watched them yet, and the second one said Obi-Wan is like on a new planet. So it's probably... He probably leaves Tatooine either at the start of episode 2 or the end of episode 1. So I probably got that one wrong, but I just thought it would make sense to spend at least the first 2 episodes on Tatooine, but it seems like the show's probably going to be moving faster than that. And where it will go from there, we'll see. Next is a location, the Imperial Palace. If you don't know, the Jedi Temple on Coruscant after Order 66, Palpatine turns it into his palace, and he remodels it a bit. It's in like the books and comics, and I'm dying to see it on screen, whether it's an animation or live action. Obviously, like live action would be cooler. Maybe we'll see it in Andor. But yeah, I kind of don't think it's all that likely that we'll see the Imperial Palace in this show. I think if we see Palpatine, which we probably will, I think we'll see him like as a hologram talking to Vader, sort of like in The Empire Strikes Back. I don't think we'll see anything from Palpatine's point of view. Maybe I'm wrong though. All right, next one, and I think this is a wild one. I desperately want this one to be true because I think it would be awesome. Vader almost turns back to the light side. I mean, talk about making a story dramatic, right? You want to make this whole Star Wars story, make it even more tragic by having Vader contemplate going back to be with Obi-Wan and turning on the Emperor in one scene in like the final episode of this show. But then for some reason he chooses not to, because obviously he can't turn back to the light side at this point, but it would make it more tragic if he almost does, and you know, it would show the conflict in him even more. So yeah, please do that. I really want that to happen. Okay, next one, series premiere on May 4th. Yeah, I got that one wrong already. Luke's accidental use of the Force draws the attention of the Inquisitors. I'm not sure what draws their attention. I have a feeling like it might be another Jedi who just so happens to wind up on Tatooine. 'Cause the trailer shows someone hanging, and what's his name? Kumal, and this actor's name, I think he might be playing a Jedi. So I don't know, maybe he goes to Tatooine and then he's like on the run later. I don't know. All right, next one, another character cameo. I didn't put that many cameos on here. Maybe I should have, considering The Mandalorian Season 2 and Book of Boba Fett were like all about cameos. But Maz Kanata appears. I just think it would be cool to have that tied to the sequel trilogy in here. I know a lot of fans are kind of not too hot about the sequel trilogy right now, but Maz Kanata has been around for a long time, and I think it would be great to see her pop up in a story that's not in the sequel era, because she should, eventually. Also, since she's kind of keen on the Force, even though she's not like a Jedi or anything, it could kind of make sense that she could work with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and she's like in the criminal underworld as a pirate. So everything makes sense for a Maz Kanata cameo in this show. Alright, last prediction is Obi-Wan rarely uses the Force or his lightsaber while not alone. And it seems that the trailer pretty much confirms this one since he's using a blaster in it. I don't know, it's just kind of an obvious, boring prediction that he's not gonna go around with the Force and his lightsaber all the time because he's a Jedi in hiding. Anyways, that's all of my bingo predictions, but those are not the end of my predictions. I have some more. By the way, I have never won one of these prediction bingo things. I've always lost, so we'll see. Maybe this will be the first time. I don't know. Okay, so I did some bonus predictions that are simply the episode structure. Okay, so my prediction for episode 1 is it's gonna show Obi-Wan's day-to-day life on Tatooine, him talking with Qui-Gon, meditating. It'll have an introduction to Luke, Owen, and Beru. Episode 2, Luke attracts an Inquisitor, Obi-Wan investigates, and decides to leave Tatooine to track them down and keep Luke a secret. Like I said, I think I got the timing of Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine off by an episode already. Episode 3, Obi-Wan meets with Bail Organa to learn more about the Empire's dealings and ensure Leia's safety. He finds out Vader is alive. Episode 4, Obi-Wan works with smugglers and criminals to locate Vader and the Inquisitors. Episode 5 is all flashbacks, showing Obi-Wan and Anakin before his turn to the dark side. And then in episode 6, Obi-Wan fights Vader and the Inquisitors, and then he returns to Tatooine, believing there is no good left in Anakin, which sets up the original trilogy with where Obi-Wan stands there. And also, something to mention, even though it didn't make it onto my predictions sheet in any place at all, is that in Return of the Jedi, Vader tells Luke that Obi-Wan once thought as you did. Or it's something like that. I'm paraphrasing. In reference to Luke believing that there's still good in him. So I think that line is kind of going to be retconned into being about the events of this show. I think Obi-Wan's going to try to redeem Anakin because he's overridden with guilt, and the ultimate result will be him deciding that Anakin can't be redeemed, thus why he decides to continue to lie to Luke that Vader killed his father so that Luke could kill Vader without having attachment to him. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go watch the first 2 episodes, and I will probably be wrong about most of those predictions, but yeah.